What's happening, good people? It's your girl, Ms.Kecia, with a little chat and chew for you. Well, I do apologize for my tardiness, but sometimes things happen that we have no control over, right? So, Murphy, he jumped in this on the scene today, but we're going to still be successful and we're going to get this information out here, right? So let me start off with my disclaimer. As always, remember that the views and the ideas and everything that you hear on my show is that of myself and or my guests. Um, we're just bringing good information to the world. I'm just bringing good information out here to allow people to see things from a different point of view. It is by no means trying to get you to think differently or to. I just want people to see the other side of things. That's all. If you can take it and exercise it and change your way of thinking about something, or you might have a recommendation from what I said that can change my way of thinking. It's all about just making us better people. You know what I mean? So, having said that, I hope everybody's been having a great week thus far. I had to pull out the little old school on them today. I should have had me a little Kango and everything, but maybe next time. But I hope everybody's having a great week thus far. I've definitely had a great week thus far. It's been kind of busy, got a lot of things going on. Me and my circle, we like to do different things. We got a lot going on. We writing books, shows, we doing a whole lot of things. So, we stay rather busy. But before I start in my topic, so this week I had posted about stocks because I do stocks. I'm into stocks, right? And I had posted that, hey, I hope you guys are paying attention to these stocks. Good time to buy stocks. You know what I mean? So, some of my friends had asked me to, do a little insert on how they can get started. Now, first, let me just say, I am a slow stock person. I don't day trade. I don't watch them like that. I get stocks that I know over time they're going to grow. You know what I mean? I'm going to make my money over the years because my intentions are not to, I watch my money and I move it when I should, but my intentions for the money that I get from the stock market are to put in my grandchildren's trust. So that's kind of how I do my stock. So I'm not like, I have a really good friend who is into, like a day trading kind of thing. And I will definitely put her information. She was on the show once before. Her name is Latrice Stokes. I will put her in her information so you can reach out to her. She has a class and everything where she'll teach you how to be successful. If that's something that you want to do, you want to, watch the numbers every day. Then I'm also a part of a Facebook group called Stilettos and Stocks. Now, don't get me, I don't know for sure if it's open to men, but I know for sure it's open to women. And she has a book that she's put out. She has classes there, everybody is everybody in the group. We offer stock tips and financial advice, and we just kind of encourage each other and kind of from there. So it's like a small community. So I'll put that information also for anybody that wants to join the group and get some of that great information as well. But so I created a checklist for tonight. All right. So I'm going to put my checklist up here on the screen. All right. And then we're going to talk real quick about it because to get started is not really hard to get started. All right. So it's just about knowing what you want to do. So this is a Kecia's get started checklist. All right. So the first thing you want to do is you want to select a brokerage account. Now, I would recommend, these are some that I would recommend. Okay. And do your own research on them before you open, and they're very easy to open. So but do your own research on them to, make a selection that fits you and fits, your wallet. All right. I would recommend E-Trade and well, all of them. Robinhood is really like for beginners. That's what I used in the beginning. And then as my stocks grew, I moved over to Ameritrade, TD Ameritrade. So I would just say, do your research, do your research, do your damn research before you doggone open an account. You want to make sure, again, that you open an account that is user friendly to you. Okay. Now, the second thing is what to invest in. Now, one rule of thumb that I do, because there are really people who's out there who it's like a science. When you look at different stocks, there's really like a science to it to determine how a stock will do. And so there's really people out here who they put a lot of thought into it. So, but this is Kecia's take on it. My take on stocks is this: I'm only gonna put my money into something that I already put my money into. So, like for instance, I spend a lot of time on Amazon. So I have Amazon stock. I have Nike stock. If you know me, you know that I have a lot of tennis shoes. So I have Nike stock. I have airline stock. I have stock in oil. I have Apple, Verizon. I buy stocks for what I put my money into. Um, Metaverse used to be Facebook. What else? Microsoft, Google. Those are the things that I buy stock for. Now, in the beginning, I used to buy. I will go for the smaller stocks because I could buy those right away, right? Meaning, when I say smaller stocks, the ones that I could afford right then, right? And so that brings me to looking at is the tickle. That brings me to when you look at a stock that's $200, $300, $400 a share. All right. So what you can do is, all right, you can buy the stock in increments until you get one full stock, right? Or you can put a watch on the stock and say the stock is 275. Once it gets to 225, you're gonna, buy a stock. So you can set an alert and you make sure you have, your available money there. So when it gets to that amount that you set it to, it's going to buy the stock for you. All right. So that's one way to think about it. Also is, just save your little coins. And so put a little money away in your little savings account or whatever, because everybody should have emergency fund. So you start putting a little money in, okay, I want to buy, Nike, and Nike is $225 a share. So my goal is to buy one share now, so I'm gonna keep watching it, but I'm gonna also save that 220. I'm not gonna buy those Nikes. I'm gonna go buy me some Nike stock, so it just has to become a priority to you. And it has to be something, whether you are a trader, or are you like me, you in it for the long haul. You know what I mean? So that's how I pick my stocks. Now, how you pick your stocks, totally up to you. You can do it the same way, because this was what I was taught. One of my mentors, when I was a young lieutenant, this is how I was taught about stocks. You buy stocks, you put money into what you're already putting money into. And then obviously when you learn about stocks and you start to get into the community, you'll hear people talking about different things. You'll take classes, you'll know what to look for. And there's a lot of free classes out there where you know what. And go to YouTube University. If you really want to know, go to YouTube University. So you know what to look for, what the numbers are. You start to think a little different, So then you'll say, okay, I want to get stock in like hindsight is 2020. I wish I would have got in on that biker then back then, because it's like $37,000 now. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, I digress. So yeah, now with big stocks, this is where as a long-term stock person, it benefits you. Like for instance, Amazon split this summer, Google split this summer, and I want to say Apple split this summer, or maybe Apple split last year, but Apple recently split, like within the last couple of years. So when I say split, that means that, like, for instance, let's talk about Google. So I want to say Google split to like Google split like to 1 to 20, 1 to 24, or something like that. So at the time of the split, and if you got to be in the paper watching NASDAQ, you got to know when these, you got to read the financial portion of the paper and stuff like that. So you would know when these splits are coming. You can actually Google stock splits for 2022. And it'll come up, the articles will come up to show you which stocks are scheduled to split for 2022. Okay. So, but this is how the stock split works, which I like. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, you need to make sure you in there. You hear me? Okay. Because this is an example now, right? Google split this summer. At the time of the split, Google was at roughly $2,800 a share. So when Google split, right, I think they split, let's say 1 to 24, right? So that meant they divided that $2,800 by that 24, and whatever that amount was, that's what one stock was worth. And say it split on June 1st. So you have to watch it. So say for instance that 1 to 24 came to 150 a share, right? So June 1st, when it split, it went to 150 a share. So that meant if you had Google stock prior to that, every share that you had was broken up into that 150. So that meant if you had 3 shares at the time, which would have put you at 246, maybe roughly about almost $9,000, they would have split that 9,000 up by that 150, and that's how much shares you would have been left with. Okay, tracking? Everybody there? Everybody with me so far still? Okay, so now say you didn't have, now you could still, so say that that $9,000 came up to 500 shares. If you decided to get in on the split and you said, okay, the shares are at 150 a share, I'm going to buy some more, and you buy 100 more shares, they're going to add to that. But the stock is still, remember, it's still at 150 a share, right? So everybody tracking, we still at 150 a share. So you stay in there and you watch it, because when it split, 9 times out of 10, it's going to keep dropping. It may fluctuate, but it's going to keep dropping. So you might get it at the 150, but you need to put an alert on there and say, when it gets at 125, alert me so I can get 2 more stocks. And then when it gets at 100, alert me so I can get 2 more stocks. So for instance, Google just split. When Google originally split, it split at 140 something. Yeah, like 140 something a share, right? So I got some Google stock, right? Today, Google stock closed at $97 a share. See what I'm saying? So guess what Kecia did? Kecia got some more Google stock. You hear me? You follow me? So the splits are good because the splits are long term. So in about 5 to 10 years, the Google stock is going to be back at $2,900 a share. And how many stocks you have brought now before it starts rising, that money is going to grow. It's going to keep growing. And then you get dividends. let's talk about the dividends. There's a lot of stocks. When you look at what the stock has, the history of the stock, it's going to tell you like what is the lowest the stock has been within the last year, 5 years, 10 years. You're going to see all of that history. It's going to tell you how much the dividends are if that stock gives off dividends. So that means every month, you're going to make some money off that stock, whatever the dividends amount is. So you have to follow it. You have to follow to see and where you want your dividends to go, whether you want to deposit it in your bank or you wanted it deposited into your brokerage account so you can use your dividends, towards buying more stocks. I knew you was smart. I knew y'all was going to get this. So, all right, let me slow down because, I get excited about making money. So, as I was saying, today, Google closed at $97 a share, right? Okay. So what did Kecia do? Kecia brought more stock. So I follow, the stocks and stilettos. And, we was all talking about, because again, some of us put a little bit more effort because, we know these equations and some of us don't. So like, I don't. So I'm just sucking it all up. I'm like a sponge. I'm sucking it all up. So we was talking about, how low did we think that, and some people were saying that they believe that Google will go down as low as $88 a share. But once it gets to the lowest that it is, it's going to shoot back up. There's not going to be any time before you know it's going to be $200, $300, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So get on these low. So right now, 3 major stocks are still in a split level share. Google, Apple, and Amazon. I want to say Amazon is like 150 something, and same with Apple, around 150 something, and Google is about 70. Excuse me, I wish 70. $97, $98. So if you start now, if you start a brokerage account now, I would recommend, hint, 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 those are some of the stocks that you start with. And then you go from there. Microsoft is like at about 250, 260, somewhere in that price range. You can, if you fly a lot, I have airline stocks because I fly a lot. And then like with Google, when Google split, both stocks split. So you could buy stocks and Google where you could have a voting right as well. So, these are some things that you want to consider. All right. These are just for your well-being. I'm just putting it out here because these are some things that you want to consider. So come on, put my thing back up there. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see if I can get this so I can. All right. So, all right. I talked about reoccurring, limit your stocks. That is, if you want to follow, let's say you want to follow Verizon, and Verizon's at like $250 right now. And you want to say, okay, I'm not going to pay no more than $275, and let me know if it drops below 200. So then you will have those alerts and you have your money saved in your brokerage account. You could transfer it, it could be save your little McDonald's money at the end of the week. If you wouldn't have ate at McDonald's for 5 days in the week, right? You go to work 5 days a week, right? And you pack your lunch for 5 whole days. That's like $10 a day. That's like $50, right? Slide that joker over to your brokerage account and just let it sit there till you're ready to purchase your next stock. Slow and steady becomes wealthy, all right? If you into moving fast, hey, because my girl Latrice does it and she don't work. I mean, that's what she do now, but she stopped working. You know, she don't work for nobody. She worked for herself. She sits there and she watch those numbers all day long, and she move and she add and she do all of that, and she make her money. You can do that too. So I'm gonna make sure I put Latrice's information in there if that's something that you want to do as well. All right. So and then okay, so with trading, so like me personally, like for instance, what I was saying about the split. So what I would do is this is just what Kecia would do. Say, let's say American Airlines, right? And I have 100 shares of American Airlines right now, right? And American Airlines is going for 400, let's say $500 a share. No, let's make it worthwhile. Say I have American Airlines, right? I have 100 shares, and each share is worth $2,000, right? Right? Okay. So I have 100 shares of American Airlines, and each share is worth $2,000. And they announce a split is coming. What I would do, Kecia, is I would trade. I would sell 90 of those shares and get the money. Put it in an account, savings account, right? Put it in the children's trust. And that would leave me with 10 shares. So when they split, I'll still have 10 shares at the split amount, and then I will buy more shares as the split amount and as the split lowers. Tracking with me? That's what I would do because I'm old. All right. Now, if somebody would have told me this when I was 20 years old, I wouldn't sell those shares. I would keep all 100 shares and just let my shares grow because I know it's going to go back up. Follow me? So, because you're only going to get theoretically, you're only going to get a split every 5, 10, 15, 20 years. It's not something that happens often. Tracking? So if I had the time, I'm 20 years old. I got 20, 40 years to make my money work for me because I'm talking about an end state that I want, whatever your goal is. That's what I would do. Right now at the 25 that I'm at, right now, 25 plus, I wouldn't do that. If I have 100 shares at $2,000 a pop, and I know that a split is coming, I would sell 90 of those shares, put that money in a trust, and then I will leave those 10 shares, and then I will buy shares to add on with the split. Does that make sense? I hope that's making sense. If not, put it in the comments. If you got questions, inbox me and I'll break it down. Send me your phone number. I'll send you mine, and I could just make it. If it don't make sense right now, I could make it make sense, because sometimes I get to talking fast because y'all know I'm from South Carolina. I get to talking fast, but I'm like I say again, I am steady as I go. Because my goal is, because I'm older, my goal is to build my grandchildren's trust. Okay. That goes into a whole nother topic, but we'll talk about that some other time. So again, slow and steady. That is Kecia. But I could point you in the right direction of someone that you can get the dollars and cents right now. Make it like that. Pow, pow, pow. You heard me? So yeah. So again, slow and steady, because my goal is to build a trust for my grandchildren, because I know that being retired military, when I go on to glory, my family won't have to worry about paying for anything. So my life insurance is for my children. And everything else would be for my grandbabies. Make sense? That's just the way Kecia does it. I'm not trying to make nobody rich. I'm just trying to leave a legacy. Okay? So, having said all of that, all right. I don't know. There we go. I'm getting good at this. All right. So, again, if anybody Stacy said stay away from McDonald's. I would too, I don't do fast foods. I just don't. Like the lowest stocks that I have that don't make a lot of money is my airline stocks. I don't know. They just don't. Like I had AMC before they went bankrupt. You just got to stay in the know. You got to watch the stock market. You got to, read the financial section of the paper and, look on Yahoo Finances or, have that portion on your screen, that tells you the weather and all of that. Computers are smart. They can tell you whatever the hell you want to know. So you got to put that portion so you can hear and you can see things, and then you'll know how to have your money make money for you. It's about building wealth, not being rich. It's a difference. Wealth is a mindset. It's a lifestyle. All right. Rich will lead you poor. Okay. All right. So now that we got past that, we're going to go into continuing our segment on difficult conversations. So I took one from my man Travis Hunter. I'm gonna give a shout out to my man Travis Hunter out there. I had asked my some of my Facebook friends, like, hey, what are some hard conversations that you think we need to really start having? And so Travis said, and if anybody knows Travis, knows that Travis does not hold his tongue. But Travis talked about one difficult conversation is it is okay to say, okay, hold up. I'm going to try to say this as politically correct as possible. It is okay to cut off difficult, toxic family members. It is okay. Look, your peace and your happiness needs to be numero uno. And sometimes sometimes we want love from our family members, and we want respect from our family members, and we want acceptance from our family members, that even though we know these people are toxic as hell, we still keep them in our lives because, oh, that's family. Oh, that's still your family. That's blood. Time to change the generational foundations of your life. It is just like it is okay to you say you have a friend and the friend hurt you or you hurt them or whatever, and you forgive them. That doesn't mean you need to go back to have that same type of relationship with that friend if you know that you don't want to be friends with a person like that. You have to meet people where they are. Meet them where they are. So if you have a toxic family members who are always asking for money, or they don't never have time for you, but they got time when you get a new car, or they feel like you got money, and or but they don't want to celebrate you. They want to talk about you. They want to condemn you. They want to pour mud on your name. They do everything that ain't positive. That's what they'll do. And it's okay to say, you know what, that's my cousin, but I ain't finna fuck with them. Oops, excuse me. I ain't finna mess with that person no more. They done burned me one too many times. I love them, but I'm gonna have to keep this relationship different. I'm gonna have to meet. This is who they are. Look, a daggone tiger don't lose his stripes, baby. It don't lose its stripe. That tiger gonna always, just like this Adidas jacket, it's gonna always have these 3 stripes. If your jacket ain't got 3 stripes, it ain't Adidas. It is not Adidas. You got some other stuff, okay? It's the same thing. you could give people a chance, and if you see that they want to change their ways, because people, we're no different. We all can make the decision to say we want to do better. We don't want to keep doing the same thing over and over again. But that is an individual decision. I can't make you change your mind, and you can't make me change my mind. The only person that's going to make me change my mind and make me do better is God himself. I could pray for you. I could do all of that. But if you burn me once, twice, I done learned my lesson. You know what I'm saying? So I forgive you, and I still got love for you, but our relationship is going to be different, because right now, you and I are not in a place where I can maintain my peace having you around, where I can maintain my peace talking to you. Because if you calling me, and every time you calling me with some gossip or some lies, no, I'm not going to keep letting you dump on my spirit, because I work too hard to keep my spirit right, so I could go to bed at night and sleep good, so I can wake up the next morning and feel good, so I can, no matter what's going on, I'm not fixing to let it get me down. So I have to change our relationship, because I'm not going to let you keep dumping on me. You know, like the telephones, they've evolved now. You can see who calling. No, I don't want to talk to that person right now. I love her, but not today. Not today, Satan. Not today. And it's okay. It is okay. It is okay to meet people where they are. Now, I ain't going to badmouth, and I'm not going to say, because I could say a lot of things, because trust me when I tell you, I done had some family poop on me. I done had family talk about me. I done had family try to sleep with my fiance. I done had family steal money. And I say steal because when you know you don't need this money, but you know that I have it, so you just gonna keep asking, and keep asking. Baby, that's stealing. To me, in my eyes, that's stealing. I done had family lie. I done had family, just for no reason a lot of times. Because my problem is I don't, my regular viewers, y'all know I done said 1,000 times that one thing that I can't stand is a liar. I can't stand a liar. So when you call me or you come see me to tell me a lie, look, I got a problem with that. I feel like, what is wrong with this person? You ain't got nothing else better to do but call me and tell me a lie. It ain't like I called you and I'm asking for, like, you went out your way to call me to tell me a lie. You ain't had to call me. Keep your lie to yourself. I don't want it. I don't want it. So it is okay. It is now, I can't say that I've always been here. I'm here now. Praise the Lord. But I can't say that I have always been here, because yes, I done been that person where when I heard a family member talking about me, I cussed ass out. Yes, I did. I acted a fool. I done been on Facebook telling my family off. Yes, I did it. But would I give them that same energy now? Hell no. It ain't worth it. Ain't nothing worth my peace. Ain't nothing worth my peace. But the biggest thing that I took away from learning my lesson was this. It's easy to forgive other people. It's hard to forgive yourself. Well, it's harder to forgive yourself for allowing people you love to continuously hurt you. Now that, baby, that's different. When someone broke that down to me, that you don't set boundaries. That's why people continuously do the things and say the things that they do, because the boundaries that you have set, how you say, you treat people how to treat you. So if you don't set strong boundaries and maintain those boundaries, you're treating people how to treat you. And I don't care how nobody deserves that. Nobody deserves mistreatment, disrespect. Nobody deserves that. Everybody deserves an opportunity to be better and do better. And if they can't see that, then you got to meet them where they are. That's where you are. I'm gonna meet you right there, and that's it. I'm not going no further. I'm no longer putting myself out there for you and to receive love from you, because that's what I'm searching for, but you're not giving it to me. So I'm going to stop. So for me, the hardest part was forgiving myself for sacrificing so much because I wanted to receive love from these people. Yeah, that was a big thing to me, because, you love who you love, whether it's your family or it's in a relationship. You love who you love, and you want the best for said person. You want them to feel you want to feel the love that you're trying to give them from them. You want to feel that love. So if it's a family member and you know that, well, if I buy them this, hopefully they'll give me the love. They'll see that I love them and this is why I'm doing this, and they will show me the love. Or if, I go see them, or whatever it is your if is. Same thing in a relationship. If I continue to show this person, or I tell this person, how much I love them and how much I need them, and or what was my thought pattern behind what I did. Look, none of that is going to change until that person is ready to change. And if they're ready to change, and if they're going to give you what it is that you feel like you deserve. If not, you got to stop it. You got to say, you know what? My peace, my happiness is what's important to me and what's my priority. So right now, I'm going to stop. I'm going to think about what's important to me. It doesn't mean that you don't love them no less. You still love them. You still respect them, but you meet them where they are. You no longer give them a pass to come into your life to continuously hurt you and then leave until they're ready to come back. You have control over that. You are the coach when it comes to this game called, emotions and life and peace and happiness. You control that. So take control. Take control of that. So it is a hard conversation to have, to say, no, I'm not finna do this. Stop calling me. You don't call me any other time. You don't call to say hello, how you doing? You don't send me no birthday card, but you talk about me behind my back. Yes, that's a hard conversation to have. Hell yeah, it's hard. Just like I told my girlfriend the other day, I said, I'm an enabler, because I will know that you lying to me, right? I will know. And sometimes I just sit there and let the person just lie. I don't say nothing. That makes me just as wrong, just as culpable. Because I know that you lying to me. And I don't say nothing. I don't say, well, why are you sitting there telling me that lie? Or, well, why did you just, I don't say nothing. I'll just be like, oh, okay. All right. I'm just as culpable. Because sometimes silence is agreement. If you don't speak up, if you don't change the pattern of behavior when it comes to you, guess what? They're going to keep doing it. Why? Because sometimes people don't register that they just being shitty, and they need to change that. It just don't register. So if you don't speak up for yourself, how you expect people to know that? And sometimes hurt people. Sometimes you don't know what that person is dealing with internally, And I'm not saying it's a pass, but you don't know what the person is going through. You don't know what they are, what has hurt them and what triggers them. And as much as and sometimes you will know that this person is hurt, and you're trying to pour so much love into them, and because they don't know how to receive it, unfortunately, it's going to come out as, they're going to end up hurting you. So guess what? Sometimes you have to step back, and you have to learn to love someone the way that they want to be loved, not the way that you want to love them, but the way that they need love, how they need it on their level. And then that's not always the same as what you think, because we're all different. We're all different. And you have to make that decision. Say, hey, this is hurting me because I'm giving you so much of me. But how about I love you? I meet you where you are, and I love you how you need to be loved. And hopefully we can grow from there. But if we don't grow from there, we met each other where we are, and we're giving each other love and respect where we are. Now, you might not grow, but nobody's making nobody unhappy. Nobody's dumping on nobody's peace. And that's okay. Flatline. It's okay. The middle. Meet me in the middle. So I wouldn't say flatline, because flatline means it's dead. So we ain't going to say that. Meet me in the middle. Let's ride out. Slow and steady. It's all right. It's cool. So don't be an enabler like me. Now, I'm not saying be rude and be like, you lying. Don't be rude, okay? I'm going to figure out a way to address people when I know they lying to me. I do. I am, rather. I'm going to figure it out. Right now, I just try not to put myself in situations to where I know somebody's going to lie to me. So certain phone calls, I don't answer. Certain conversations, I don't have, because I don't 100% believe that you finna tell me the truth, because you lie so much. Just where I am right now. Just where I am in life, because I'm all about protecting my peace. I've tried to give you all my love. I done tried to show you my love. And I done missed the mark, obviously. So until you ready to help me love you, teach me how to love you, hands off. I'm going to meet you where you are. I'm going to meet you at that point. Because all I can do is try. I ain't saying I'm always get it right, but if you can't help me be better for this relationship, then just got to hands off. Okay. It is what it is. And that's okay too. Again, it don't mean that you love these people any less. You just have to, match energy. That's it. You just have to match the energy. So until you're ready to help me love you better or love you properly, then this is where I'm going to have to meet you. And that's okay. It really is. Difficult conversations don't mean they have to be disrespectful. You don't have to be disrespectful, So we need to learn how to talk and express our emotions and open our ears to hear and receive what the other person is saying, so that we could get to a middle ground. I think a lot of times the hard conversations become hard because we are not listening to understand. We are listening to respond. Hence, what makes it difficult. So, having said that, have those difficult conversations. You don't need those people in your life. I mean, if that's what it comes to, it is what it is. You don't got to talk to them every day. It don't mean you don't love them no less. You just don't deal with the BS. That's all. And I would have to agree. Now, Travis would say it a whole lot of different. He'd say it a whole lot of different. So we're just going to go with my way. Everybody learns how to love and respect differently. Unfortunately, some people continue to lie, cheat, steal, rob. They just doing all of that. And that's what's been getting them by. So that's what they're going to keep doing. But that shouldn't affect, you don't let that affect your peace. Because I damn sure ain't letting it affect mine. So having said all that, I hope that everyone out there listening to the sound of my voice, let's all continue to work towards maintaining our peace, whether it be on our jobs, in our families, in our friendships. We got to maintain our peace, maintain our happiness, because I think we hurt each other a lot because, we compromise ourselves, we lower our standards, we don't have boundaries, and we allow people to treat us any kind of way. And attached to that, we all have so much trauma, whatever the trauma is, from abandonment, abuse, all of that, and we carry it. So you got the trauma on top of us not being able to effectively communicate, and some relationships are damaged because these things play a factor, and because we don't know how, we don't take the time to learn how to be more effective at it. We lose great relationships and great friendships. So yes, I will encourage everybody, even as you're forgiving yourself, even as you're forgiving someone who hurt you, forgive yourself for allowing that person to hurt you. Because really, they couldn't have done no more than what I allowed. So we got to forgive ourselves, and forgiving ourselves is going to change our behavior patterns. So on that note, Friday's almost here. To all the people in the path of the storm, my blessings are to you for safety. Stay out the rain, stay safe. I just want to, I just thank God this road of healing, and my podcast, whether you guys know it or not, my podcast really does play a big factor in my therapy and my healing. Sharing the things, without going, deep into detail. Sharing a lot of the things that I share on here. My prayer is that it can reach someone that may be going through or may have went through something, and they're not quite, you're not quite sure how to go about it, because this is a form of therapy for me. And what I basically do really is I talk about a lot of the stuff that I talk to in therapy and in private, in counseling, on how I deal with things, So, yeah. So it's all about healing. It's all about being better. It's all about showing love. Yeah. So I just thank God for this platform. I thank God for my Brass Mill family. I thank God for all of you that listen, and you tell me, and you chime in, and you call me and you tell me. I just thank God for all of you guys. I ask that you continue to share. Make sure you go and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I'm gonna keep talking. Whether you're listening or you're watching, I'm gonna keep talking. If I gotta talk to just 2 people, I'm gonna keep talking. Nah, for real though. But I do love my podcast. I do love it. Yeah. So, and I try not to always talk about relationships. So many damn people out there, relationship guru, and we all goddamn know I ain't nobody's relationship guru. Okay. Okay. So on that note, I love you guys. Be safe this weekend. Have a great weekend. Love on your family. Love on yourself. And as always, peace and good night. Da, da, da.